Hello and welcome to another episode of the Mountain West Insider Podcast here on the Field of 68 Media Network. My name is Rob Doster. I have Jeff Goodman here with me. And Goodman, I feel comfortable saying this, that this was the biggest weekend of the season for the Mountain West Conference. And I'm not sure that it isn't all that close. Um, they had taken some lumps through the first 4 to 5 weeks of the year. And this weekend, I'm just going to read you the results. I think that's all we really need to do. Nevada goes to Pullman and beats Washington State. UNLV goes to Stanford, goes to Palo Alto and beats Stanford. Utah State goes to Charlotte and beats Charlotte. Boise State goes to Indianapolis and beat a Butler team that looks like they're going to be top four in the Big East. New Mexico hosts Santa Clara, who's been one of the better teams in the WCC, and beat them by 27. Colorado State, down by 8 late in the second half, comes back and beats Colorado, who was previously undefeated at home. Josh Pasquarelli, it's a different conversation for a different day. Oh, man, that dude is 16 for his last 18 from three. We call those Rob Doster numbers. How big was this weekend for the Mountain West?
Humongous. I mean, huge. Like you said, we talked about it last week of how this week could be a defining, especially the weekend, could be a defining few days for the league. And I think if things had gone the other way, a lot of people might be talking about like a one bid Mountain West today. And instead, you're talking about, three or four teams having a chance to still get in, depending on what happens here in the next couple of weeks, and then obviously into conference play. I turn it to you, Rob. What is the biggest win? Which was the biggest win of the weekend, in your opinion?
I think it was probably New Mexico, because I think New Mexico was the one where, I mean, we know Boise State is good. I know that they had the loss to the D2 program at the start of the year, but we know Boise State is good, right? Colorado State picking off Colorado at home, that's an in-state rivalry. But we also knew that this Colorado State team had a chance to be dangerous. I don't know if we necessarily knew what New Mexico was with Eric Olin there as a head coach. They lost at New Mexico State, which is not great. They lost to Nebraska, who I guess has the longest winning streak in college basketball. So maybe there's no shame in that, but they hadn't really landed a win yet to make you take notice. Beating Santa Clara by 27 points, following up a win over Mississippi State about 2 weeks ago. Like, that's the kind of thing that really makes you take notice. And I'll
Sure.
tell you what, with how good the Bronx have been this year, I think that a 27-point win is going to do wonders for New Mexico in the metrics and the net and Ken Pom and all these other things that really value scoring differential.
Yeah, I mean, it was huge. I'm going to play devil's advocate here and say it was Boise just because of the way their season started. Like you said, the loss to Hawaii Pacific. And to come out and beat a Butler team that a lot of people think is the third best team and will finish as the third best team in the Big East. Dylan Andrews was terrific. They were great on the glass. And, oh, by the way, they get St. Mary's on Sunday in the biggest game of maybe the weekend, but certainly of Sunday. There's one game you're circling on Sunday that's not a football game. It is absolutely Boise against St. Mary's. So I think, the Butler win coupled with a win over the Gales this weekend puts Boise in an incredible situation after what happened opening day.
Yep. And I'll also just add the Lobos, who I believe you talked to Deyton Albury here. We're going to get to that interview here in a second. But the Lobos travel across the country to the Siegel Center to take on VCU on Wednesday night in a game, the return game for last year's win for New Mexico. It's a big one right there as well, because
Yeah.
VCU and St. Mary's are going to be the teams that my guess is if we end up seeing a 3, 4, 5 bid Mountain West, the VCUs of the world, the St.
Yep.
Mary's of the world, that's who you're going to be battling for at-large bids with. So not only is
Yeah.
it
And
big,
I'm not sure. Listen, we probably, I know this is a Mountain West pod, but we keep it real here.
Mhm.
And I think a 5 bid Mountain West right now to try to sell that to people today, Rob, is a little bit much.
I know, I'm just going off of what the
Yep.
past of this league has
Yep.
been. It's
I'm
probably
going to say this.
best case
You know,
scenario, 3 bids. Mm.
no, I think you get four if things break right this week. Again, if New Mexico wins at VCU, their numbers go up significantly from 80 in the net to probably 60 in the net. and you're in the equation. You better be, to me, in the top 60 going into Mountain West play. And Utah State's got one against Illinois State on Saturday that's going to be very important. More of one that they can't afford to lose, I would say, as much as anything. But again, you look at the numbers, and Colorado State's put themselves back in the equation here,
Mhm.
where they struggled a little bit. But man, like you said, Pasquarelli shot the hell out of it. They were, I believe it was like 18 of 34 or 18 of 35 from three in that game, Colorado State. So they're trying to channel some visions of their head coach, Ali Faroukmanesh, in terms of how they're shooting the ball right now from deep. And
Yeah.
he never even, listen, I'm not even sure he ever shot the ball to the extent of Pasquarelli.
Yeah, and can I be honest about something, Goodman? As we were doing this pod last week and we were talking about what these games were and how important it was, I was mentally preparing myself for, man, it's
It'd be
gonna
tough.
suck to have to talk about how like
Yeah.
some of these losses and they go out and they get those wins and Mountain West After Dark is back, baby. I can't wait. I've said this before. When the Mountain West is good, and we finish an episode of After Dark at 12:30 and I get to watch the second half of
Yep.
one game on like the CBS Sports Network and one game on the Mountain West Network, and you get to watch the end of these two chaotic, hectic. Uh, I mean, look, you never know what's going to happen at the end of a Mountain West game when it's 1 o'clock in the morning here on the East Coast. And I am so glad that that's going to be back in my life again for the 25-26 college basketball season. Listen, you were able to catch up with Deyton Albury. Let's get to that interview now. That is more fun than listening to me ramble about Mountain West basketball. Appreciate you guys being here. Deyton Albury, New Mexico, coming up next.
All right, now pleased to be joined by none other than New Mexico guard Deyton Albury. And how you doing, man? Everything good?
Yes, sir. I'm great. I'm
It's got to
great. How
be
are you?
good. Coming off a big 22-point performance against Santa Clara. Feels like you guys have kind of, started to hit your stride.
Yeah.
Yes,
Obviously
sir.
a new coach, new team. It takes time. You had a little bit, a couple games there where you slipped up, but it feels like now you guys are on a 4-game winning streak, and you individually and the team are kind of finding their way a little bit.
Yes, sir.
What's been the biggest reason? Has it been just kind of time, or has something changed over the last few games?
Yeah, I would say time and just trusting what the coaches are doing offensively and defensively. They have done a great job recruiting. We have a lot of guys that fit the system, fit well and gel together. So, like you said earlier, we're completely new and we know within time we're going to find our stride and just trying to keep that going.
Hey, your path has been really cool to follow,
Yes, sir.
right? I mean, coming out of the Bahamas in Nassau, you go. I think you went to a prep school maybe over here in the Charlotte area, right? In the North Carolina area.
Now, well,
Go
from the
ahead.
Bahamas, I went to high school. I graduated in Kansas,
Yeah,
Sunrise Christian.
yeah,
Then I went to a prep school in South Carolina.
South Carolina. Okay.
And then I went to, no, then I went to JUCO for two
Yeah,
years in Florida, Chipola
yeah.
College. Then I went to Charlotte for a year, Utah
Queens.
State for a year. Yes, sir. At Queens, Utah State, now New Mexico.
Yeah, it's a hard road even for you to keep track of, right?
Yes, sir. It's hard. Still going.
Listen, I was super close with Buddy Heald
Okay.
years ago. And I remember going, believe it or not, I went down the year they made the Final Four at Oklahoma. I flew down, I was with ESPN at the time, and did a big story on his family, where he grew up in Freeport,
Mhm.
saw the house he grew up in, the basket. You might have seen it back then, when you were a kid, even, because my guess is you guys all, I know you guys all stick together. You, DeAndre, Buddy. What's it like coming out of Nassau and the Bahamas and the pride you guys have in terms of getting to this level?
Oh yeah, every kid's dream is to not even just be D1, but to have an opportunity to come to America and just explore other opportunities because down in the island we don't have any opportunity. So it's a dream for us just to get on that flight and find that situation and that comes with a lot of hunger. That's why we're always hungry and just every day willing to prove ourselves. So yeah, that's what it's like.
And prideful. Like
Yeah,
I
for
feel like
sure.
that's the biggest
For
thing for
sure,
me.
for sure. Any Bahamian you know is very prideful of their country. I got a big flag in my room. Got a flag right here in the practice gym, and the 242 or the Bahamas has been sticking with me since I left. So can't get rid of that.
Hey, what's the area? So I go down, I've done it a few times, gone to the tournament, the Atlantis.
Yeah,
And then my daughter, I took my daughter over there a couple of years ago, and we went to the area that's like not too far, that's more locals. It's a bunch of restaurants on one kind of
fish
street.
fry. You went to fish fry.
Yes, yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. Really cool spot. Go there
Good
every
eats,
time.
good everything. Yeah, good vibes. Good. You get the full island experience down there.
Exactly. You can't stay on the resorts.
Nah, nah,
Yeah,
nah, nah. You
you
got to
can't.
get your thing.
It's overpriced food too on the
Oh
resort.
yeah, for sure. And those hotels is they're crazy for the
I know.
tourists.
They are. What was it like growing up in Nassau?
I mean, well, it's normal. Moving to the America is like be getting a lot of crazy questions like, yo, do you drive dolphins to school? They think we live underwater. And I've heard a lot of crazy stuff, but it's like any other normal kid, I would say. Grew up playing with friends in the neighborhood, but what comes with that is just being on the beach, playing basketball tournaments and stuff on the outside courts instead of gyms, and just a lot of very family oriented, spending holidays with friends and family, and yeah, it's normal way of living for me at least.
Yeah, yeah. Not for everybody, but for
Nah,
you,
nah, no,
certainly.
no.
Um, so you do the couple years in JUCO, and you actually played for a guy that I know pretty well, Donnie Tyndall,
Hmm.
right? Who is a heck of a coach. Um, what did you learn in the JUCO ranks and the kind of you still take with you today, even a few stops later?
Um, well, going into Jugo, I thought it wasn't going to be as hard as it actually was.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
know, if you know Donnie, you know that he's one of those high in intense coaches, and just coming from that straight out of prep school. But my prep school coach was kind of high intense, but Donnie was on another level because of his experience, coaching at almost every level, including the NBA. So, you know, I thought it was going to be easy. Went there and got a very humbling experience.
Yeah.
Especially being coached by Donnie and also the talent that he had in the gym with me that were also JUCO players. It actually blew my mind. And, you know, I have to tell every child that I know committing to JUCO is like, yo, it's not sweet. You better go there because really JUCO is a bunch of Division 1 players that either doesn't have the grades or didn't have the opportunity, in my opinion, especially the high level JUCO team. So, it was definitely a humbling experience, and I'm blessed that I was able to experience that.
So then you go, like you said, you go a year at Queens, put up good numbers down here and not far from me in Charlotte, right
Hmm.
outside Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes,
Then
sir.
you hit the Mountain West. You go to Utah State. Totally different, right?
Totally different.
Totally different.
Yes, sir.
Uh, I was out there for the first time a couple years ago, man. The atmosphere, the environment, and let's face it, there's not a whole heck of a lot to do other than basketball in
Right,
Logan, right?
right.
Like it,
Sure.
you almost have to stay focused. What was that like for you going from Queens and stepping up a level and going to a place that probably was unlike anywhere you had ever been?
Um, I wouldn't say it was a challenge for me. I've always been like good with adapting to new places just because I've been a lot of places like since moving from home. A big thing was the weather, but I've lived in Kansas for a year, so it wasn't as crazy as I would imagine it to be. But it was just getting used to the Mormon culture was a big culture shock for me. Um, and yeah, just being in Logan, Utah, in the mountains and the snow, it's a very different experience and something I've never experienced actually, but also blessed for that opportunity.
So you had a good year there last year,
Yes, sir. Went to the
and
tournament. That was also a very grateful experience. So,
oh, you guys were really good too. I mean, that
yes,
was the
sir.
other beauty of last year for you, right? You
Mhm.
go and you go to a winning program, and
Mhm.
Jared Calhoun, what he did with those guys. I heard that you might have broken a scooter or two of
Mhm.
a teammate. Is that
No,
true?
I mean, yeah, you could say that. I
What
don't think.
happened? What happened?
I mean, it was a little scooter accident. But thank God it didn't went bad, but shoot, it just fell. The brakes wasn't working as well as it's supposed to, and things happen.
Whose scooter was it?
Mason?
Man, you took out Mason's scooter.
Yep.
I heard your two favorite words, according to one of your former teammates, are yes, Kang.
Wow, who told you that?
See, I
I
do
want to
my
say
research.
KT probably told you
Yes,
that.
he did. He
I know
did.
he did.
He did. Hey, you got some guys that a lot of times when you transfer within the league, you don't have former teammates, former coaches saying great things about you, right?
Yeah.
They're
Mm.
upset that you went within the league. That's not the case with you.
Crazy.
KT loves you, Carson Templin. Coaches love you. What was it like though to go play for the enemy in a sense and go from Utah State to New Mexico?
I mean, if someone would have said that I would have committed to New Mexico like right after the season ended, I would have told them that they was going crazy. I never seen it until I realized like how well they was with the recruitment process, and I wasn't experiencing experiencing the same love and the feeling of being needed in a program. I wasn't feeling that from other places, so I thought that it was the best move for me. My biggest thing was because like you mentioned before about how passionate the Utah State fans was just walking across the stage and not getting booed on graduation. I thought it was about to be some type big ruckus going on, but they handled it pretty well.
They did.
Can't wait to get back down there and play. I know it's gonna be a crazy fun environment, so can't
So
wait for
you
that.
wait. So right, you went to the portal, you announced you were going to New Mexico, and then you graduated from Utah State.
Yes, the whole time in Logan, I felt like the bad guy, like someone was always
Crazy.
after me for some reason.
That's crazy to do it. So you're ready to walk up and you don't know, you're thinking they're gonna boo me.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Nah, they didn't. It was
That's
nice
cool.
and smooth, just how I wanted it to go. So
Was your family there too?
yeah, yeah. Mom, dad, and little brothers.
So did you tell them, hey
Yeah,
guys,
I
just so you
yeah.
know, this could get ugly?
From my committed, I was even telling the coaches that here, like, yo, coach, it might get ugly.
All right. So, the advantage you have though over everybody in your team is, and you're not there yet with league play, but like the venues,
Hmm.
the teams. Now, of course, the faces change in a lot
Hmm.
of the teams these days, but at least you can go into these venues and be able to like not be surprised, not be intimidated. You know all these places. Have you talked to them about that yet, or are you going to wait till you go into kind of each place and give them a rundown?
Yeah, yeah. Kind of just going to each place and give a rundown. I've just been focusing on the next game. Conference is still like 2 games away, so yeah, just worried about this next one at VCU and then Florida Gulf Coast, and then we got San Jose at home, which is our conference. So
And VCU, you've never been there, I assume, at
no,
VCU. It's no
mm-mm,
joke. It's one of the
really.
best, honestly. I know the Mountain West has some of the greatest venues in the country. Um, I will say years ago, and I don't know if you know these names, but years ago, I went to a game at VCU. It was Butler VCU when Brad Stevens was coaching Butler and Chaka
Hmm.
Smart was coaching VCU.
Hmm.
Might have been as good of an atmosphere as I've ever been to. Like that
Wow.
includes like Duke, Carolina, all of it, Kentucky,
Hmm.
Louisville. Like it was awesome. So you'll love it. I mean, you've been in some great hostile, environments already. This
Yeah.
will be another that you'll be able to add to the list.
All
How
right.
big is this game for you guys?
Very big. In my opinion, I think they're going to win the A10. So this could be a nice quad one win for us, if we're looking in the future trying to get to the tournament. Um, so yeah, Utah State played down. Utah State won. We did. That's me as a competitor. That's what I'm thinking. I'm trying to beat them too. So let's get it.
What you've had a good season so far, but probably still some things that you got to get better at.
Hmm.
Again, the Santa Clara game was, I don't want to say a coming out party for you, but probably the best game you've had so far
Yes, sir.
as a Lobo.
Yes,
What
sir.
what's the part that was clicking there that maybe hadn't clicked prior to that?
Um, I would just say I focused more on the defensive end this game, which made offense easy
Yeah.
for me. I don't know if I just kind of figured out a formula to get myself going, but that's the approach I had coming into this game, and just knowing, it was going to be a sold out game. They want to give our fans a show, and Santa Clara being a good team also motivated
Sure.
me a lot. So, I'm very competitive. I'm always trying to win, and it's just one of those games.
Hey, people have said that, they make fun of your accent. I listen to me. Maybe it's because my relationship with Buddy and a lot of other
Hmm.
DeAndre Ayton I've known for years too. Uh,
Yeah.
again, I don't know why they rip on your accent. I'm gonna stand up for you on this one.
Yes, sir.
All right, couple other things I want to go through with you.
Okay.
True or false? Did you text Diego Pavia thanking him for getting you the extra JUCO year? Is
Oh, I
that
did.
true?
I did. He
You
didn't
did.
respond though, but I did thank him. Changed my life.
Did you have the right number? Do you know you had the
I
right
know I
number?
texted him on social media, so it was definitely him.
Really?
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he changed a lot of your guys' lives. Think about
For
like
real. It's crazy.
what that did for you, because again, you know, let's be honest. I mean, part of it's a game changer for you getting the extra year at a great place like New Mexico, and part of it is the NIL component too, right? I mean,
Yes, sir.
this could be this is significant money for,
Hmm.
especially I know kind of where you grew up from,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you know, for you, right? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So this is, and not just for you, for a lot of people, it gives opportunities, whether it's, like I said, a combination of financially and just another opportunity to play and prove yourself at a different place with maybe a different, different experience, a different role this year. How has your role changed from last year at Utah State to this year at New Mexico?
Um, I have a way bigger role in terms of usage, getting guys involved, scoring the ball, getting to the line. Yeah, it's been completely different to be honest.
You
Kind
like
of
it?
like, yeah,
Leadership too?
love it. Huh?
Leadership?
Yeah, yeah,
Leadership?
loving it, loving it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I figured. So I heard you were not a good trumpet player when you gave it a try
No,
years
I
ago.
was I was terrible.
Me too. Dude, I
For
did
real.
it too. I was horrible.
Hmm.
Horrible. How long did you last trying it?
Maybe like 3 weeks,
Yeah. Yeah. I
if
think
all
I
that.
had to do it for like a semester or
Right.
something,
It was
elementary.
like a summer camp. I think my parents just didn't want us at home alone, so just trying something, and trumpet wasn't working.
And your brother's good. Your brother's
Yeah.
musically
Mhm.
pretty good.
Yeah. My brother's good at everything. For some reason, it's like he's very hands-on,
Is it?
and like as soon as you explain something to him, like once or twice, he gets it. He's very talented.
And that's not you.
Nah.
You're
Mhm.
good at hoop.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Hoop.
What's the next best thing you're good at other than basketball?
My next best thing.
Nothing.
Other
We
than
got
no
nothing.
other sport. Any other sport?
Football. I
I can
heard
run
you're pretty
track.
good. Track.
Yeah.
Were you good at football when you came over?
Yeah. I would say, but the competition wasn't like the best.
Yeah.
I was, faster, stronger than everybody, so it was pretty easy. And we was playing 8-man football, so
At Sunrise.
yeah,
So what were you? Were you a DB or
everything.
everything?
DN, DB, corner, running back, wide receiver.
Really, a little bit of everything.
Hmm.
Um, what's the one thing that people don't know about you, Dayton? What's the one thing that you want people to know about you that maybe they don't? Because again, I feel like it's interesting when you bounce around this much, fans just get to know you and then you leave,
Hmm.
right? I like it. That's the one part that I have a hard time with the new age of college sports, right? It used to be guys would stay 4 years, the fans would know who you were. Now it's like I feel like they get to know you, and then in your
Right.
case at New Mexico, you're going to be graduating.
Yeah. What is something that they don't know about me? Wow. Um, I say I'm a pretty good swimmer.
Okay, all
I
right, that's
mean,
good.
obviously I have to be being from the islands, but I can swim.
You can swim,
Yeah, for sure. For very long too.
really? Like how long could you swim for? How long?
Like I'd just be cruising
Really?
like 15, 20 minutes just in the
No
water
problem.
on the
Really?
beach.
Do you go home every off season? You try to go back?
Yeah, I try to go home when convenient, when I have enough time to spend time with family.
Yeah.
So
Is part of what makes NIL good for you now too that you can Can you fly them over to see you
Yeah,
play
yeah, yeah.
more?
Yes, sir.
You can.
Yeah, my dad actually just came down last week
Yeah.
to watch a couple of games. So,
So where you couldn't do that when
mhm.
you were at Queens or
Yeah,
something,
yes,
right?
sir, for sure.
You weren't making real NIL at Queens.
Nah, nah,
NIL wasn't really a thing at Queens.
nah, which is crazy, which
I
is
know.
crazy.
It's changed so much in the last couple of years. I mean, it is true. Like in a way, you came along at the right time
Hmm.
in college basketball, right?
Yep.
This is kind of, I don't know what it's going to look like in 5 or 10 years.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm excited to see at least.
Is there any, is there any downside you see to what's gone on since you got into Division I college basketball and the way it is today?
Um, I would say like the making all the money is cool though, but like the mental side of it, especially for kids. I mean, everybody dreams about going to the NBA, and even with NBA rookies, they're like 17, 18-year-olds making all this money, but not everybody is ready for something like that. So even just people knowing what you're making and then you're not performing as you should, and with all everything that comes with that, it's a lot, but you know, that's
No,
that's
I
about
say
it.
that now. Like it's like you're kind of quasi pros,
Hmm.
and your targets too, like when you go out.
Hmm.
Is it different now? Like, do you worry now when you go out? Not only, you see, you know, guys wearing like expensive watches, chains, whatever it is. Like, you guys are targets now in every way.
Yeah. I mean, no one on our team is really like flashy at
Yeah,
all though. Like
really.
you wouldn't even know, but obviously the community does know that, everybody's making NIL money, but the only thing I would say that comes with it is just the little slick talks you hear. Oh, these guys are making all this money, blah blah blah. It's just little stuff like that, but I'm sure a lot it's more when you're obviously like flashing and just got all these other stuff. I know you have a different experience with that, but it's humble on the side for the most part.
What is describe Coach Olin as a coach, as a person, and then the style of coach he is as well.
As a coach, he's very aware. He's very aware of his players' emotions. He's kind of like me. Like we sit back and we analyze before we speak. We sit back and we analyze people before we try and build relationships. That's what I got from him.
Yeah.
It might be the total opposite. He might just be sitting back quiet because he's quiet, but I feel like he's
Yes.
analyzing because
Yep.
it's what I do. But I feel that describes him a lot as a player and a coach. He loves numbers.
Yep.
Um, f- Heavy offensive guy. Um, don't get him mad because you messed up on offense. That's when he gets crazy. Um,
Hey, most coaches are if you mess up on defense, not
yeah,
offense.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
different with him.
Coach Jordan. I
Yep.
mean, he loves defense too
Yep.
now, but
Yep.
his offense is kind of different. He's very chill as
Yes.
a person, as a coach. And I feel like it's better in this age, this era of players to actually like for coaches to actually sit down and analyze their players because you could come at a player this way, but if you come at another player the same way, it's a whole different response, and that just can mess up a lot of stuff. So I feel like he's good with reading body languages and stuff like that. So yeah,
Last one. Last one
yeah,
I have for you
okay.
is if you guys are to win the Mountain West this year,
Hmm.
and you can't use chemistry and you can't use health. Those are the two things you can't answer with.
Hmm.
What needs to happen? What's the thing on this team that needs to be maybe better than it is right now or just happen?
Um, one word. Um, will.
Well, okay. More fight, more
Yes,
fight like
yes. Imposing our will,
yeah.
being more dogs, initiating contact.
Isn't that you, man? Isn't that kind of you on the court?
I mean, I'd like to say that, yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Have you played that way throughout the year?
Yeah, for
You
the
have.
most part.
I mean, isn't that going to be you? I mean, I feel like that's when you talk to people about you, that's what they'll say
Yes, sir.
is, and again, I think part of it does come from your upbringing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm. That's how I grew up to play, so it's the only thing I know.
Well, listen, really enjoyed this. Good getting a chance to talk, and can't wait to see you guys for the rest of the year. I do think, again, you guys are going to get better and better because I think Owen's a terrific coach, as he's proven. And to me, with a bunch of new dudes, I mean, your whole team is new.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Wow.
like I think those are the ones that if you come out of the gates pretty well, which you have. I mean, it's he's had a couple losses there, but for the most part, you guys have played well so far this year. And Santa Clara is no joke. That's a really good team. And if you can get this one on the road against VCU, trust me, if you
Big
can win at
plus.
VCU, you can win anywhere. You
Yes,
can win
sir.
anywhere. So good luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you again this season.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.